Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach, and you're tuned in to Madden 19 on EA Sports. We are just moments away from kickoff, and we've got a good one on tap between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Carolina Panthers. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Gaudens and Charles Davis.
And we welcome all of our viewers inside a place that the folks around here like to call the Vault. And that's Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Just a moment ago, the lights, the cameras, the action, all the pyrotechnics, everything was ablaze, everything was allowed here at Bank of America Stadium as Carolina emerged from their tunnel. And we are ready to go as the Panthers get set to match up with the Cincinnati Bengals. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Panther ball club as they interplay here. Now, losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the Bengals here, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
2 1-1 teams here, each looking to move over 500, and we're underway here in week 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. They're led out by their big-bodied electric quarterback, Cam Newton.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets, and bottom line, how do they get a win?
Now a carry here for Orleans Darkwa. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Geno Atkins, the Pro Bowler, in there on the stop. And here now the offense for Carolina.
And it was too bad that last season for Greg Olsen, their tight end, that a foot injury plagued him and limited him to 7 games played, broke his streak of 1,000-yard seasons, but he'll get back in form. One of the best route runners in the league, a combination of strength, guile, smarts, and a little dash of speed.
On second down, here's Newton. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, third down. Time to roll through the starters defensively for Cincinnati. It's quite a unit. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. A shotgun snap for Newton. And that is incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the number 1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Ross on the return. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. The first carry for the second-year man, Joe Mixon. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores, and, you know. You got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
On second down, here's Mixon. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down, keep the sticks moving.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Back to throw here, eluding the pressure right. 10 yards there on a Bengal first.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. The improv act there, good for 9. And now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs, gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on.
Pass interference, defense.
Well, some credit there to A.J. Green because he's so tough to cover. Sometimes he causes those penalties.
He's one of the more difficult guys to cover in the NFL because of his ability to do just about anything on a route. Hard to do. Creates a lot of pass interference calls.
They'll give it to Mixon, and he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. They get it to him running left. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
From the 3 now, here they come on 3rd and goal.
Back 99 Philly, here we go. Watching now, Barney.
He'll look to throw. That's going to be caught by Ross for a Bengal touchdown. As his guys are in for 6, and the Bengals are going to take a first-quarter lead. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
Extra point up and good by Bullock, and it's now a 7-0 game. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive, and it ends with a Bengals score. Bullock out now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And onto the field, here come the Panthers. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Defense.
So step off the 5 yards.
Yeah, partner, you know. Defensive end, he wants to get into the offensive backfield. He wants that get off to be as fast as possible. A little too quick on that one.
Now Newton. Pretty move. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Darquan. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. He's a second-round pick, a solid second-round pick. But when you're close to that first round, do you come in with a little chip on your shoulder?
You definitely do, because now your money's not the same. But even more than that, it's the prestige. Everyone wants to be a first-round pick, and he thought his talent demanded that. And I do know some teams in the league that had first-round grades on him.
They added a lot of talent to a roster that really needed an infusion of youth. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
And because they couldn't hit the long field goal, they are set up nicely offensively at the 41, 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Detroit! Detroit! Leopard! Leopard!
Nixon with a 1st down carry. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with the battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Bullock out now to kick this one away. On the return, it's Kenyon Barner. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Vontaze Burfict. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
Offensively, when you see cover 2, the thought has to go through the quarterback's head. Drive the football when making throws. It's not just the deep guys covering. It's the guys underneath you have to be careful of. Drive your throw. Otherwise, you see what results? Interceptions.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Watch him now, Barney.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. To the left side here for Eifert. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Now back to throw. They'll roll him out right. And he'll go out of bounds, it appears, right at the 45. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
Here's a give to Mixon, and he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He drops it off for Bernard. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard. Line. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back with more from Charlotte after this. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
They'll drop the throw. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So on fourth down, on comes the left-footed punter, Kevin Huber, to punt it away. Christian McCaffrey deep for Carolina. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. Cam Newton getting ready to go again on offense. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown one interception. He wants to balance that off with at least one touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Newton now to throw. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And before they can run this third down play, we're going to get a timeout, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. From the gun on third down, Newton. And he finds a man. It's Olsen. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Newton now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. Again, Newton into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. He's picked off just shy of midfield. There he goes left side, and he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 from Bengals TD.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick 6. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. Bullock good on the extra point, and it's now 21-0. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Now it's Barner. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement. Down on the scoreboard, maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? Now Newton. He'll drop it off to McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that'll bring up second down. From the gun, here's Newton. Smith catches left side. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Give him 30 yards there. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. That's on target, but it's no good. He had it on line, but it came up just shy of the crossbar. And this score will stay right where it is.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over at the spot of the placement. So now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. So we have reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Bengals out in front. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. And welcome in everybody to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Time for a look around the NFL here in Week 3 of the new year. We'll begin with two teams who met for the AFC title as recently as January 2013. Denver hosts Baltimore at Mile High. And late in the first half, it's the Broncos who are out on top. Case Keenum with 3 touchdown passes. From there, we head through Delaware and up to Philly to check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Indianapolis Colts. Carson Wentz has thrown a couple of touchdown passes there. Finally, we head to the shores of Lake Erie. See what's going on with the Cleveland Browns. And they were winners in their ball game as they were able to handle the visiting New York Jets. 27-9 was the final. Meanwhile, our game has been a boat race. Very one-sided to this point. And for the call of the second half, let's get it back to our commentating team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion, but I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete. But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
On third down, Mixon. He'll have a first down past the 40 as they finally wrangle him in at the 48. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. The Bengals hoping Mixon improves on the numbers from his rookie year. He's back there again on first down.
Watch him now, Barney!
They go play action here on first down. Sliding out of the pocket. He finds Ross right side. It's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards on the play.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurate when he throws a nice pass for a first down.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. handoff to Mixon. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. Stop made there by Julius Peppers.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Back to throw. And this will be broken up and incomplete. Now a penalty flag down, and they may be going backward here.
Holding offense.
Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always, always making sure no one's holding.
Temporarily out of field goal range now as they come up on a 2nd and long after the holding call.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
After the penalty, it's Mixon. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Watch him now, Barney. Barney.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Oh, the Panthers come hard and they block it. Now it's picked up near midfield. Now, so much for pinning him really deep. Short punt could have pinned him inside the 10. Now great field position the other way.
It's never good when you're punting the ball and your eyes see the ball go back behind you.
No.
In however form, whether it's over your head or to the side, never good. Now it becomes a race to get to the football so they don't pick it up and take it all the way.
They'll try to get the running game going with McCaffrey. And he takes it down to the 42, a 5-yard run.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on 1st down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Here's Newton now on 2nd down. And it's incomplete.
That one didn't quite make it to the target, but that's not always a function of the strength of the arm of the quarterback, is it? Sometimes there's just too much pressure there. In any case, the ball doesn't arrive.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Newton. And Olsen over the middle. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That'll give him 60 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What did the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a 1st down.
Tackle made that time by Anthony Barr.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Here's Darkwa. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. And he's got his target. That's Moore. And that little deke, the juke move that we saw, able to give him the 1st down yardage before he's brought down. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff.
Yeah, when we talked about it.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on. Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it.
And we're back now in Charlotte. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. On the ground, McCaffrey. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
What a game this defense has played. They're pitching a shutout, so it'd be fun to watch down the stretch to see if their defensive coordinator continues to be as aggressive as he's been all game long.
On the run, Darkwa. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal.
Another stop on 3rd down, and this defense still hasn't allowed a touchdown to this point.
Set. 180.
They'll run for it. McCaffrey. And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Panthers, they're able to draw a bit closer. Showing some grits and some guts going for it. Their 4th and goal, pounding it in.
And being rewarded for that confidence in the team, huh? The coach saying, let's go ahead and get this. And how about the guys up front firing out, finding a little bit of a crack for them to get through? Touchdown. I love it.
This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. Now all of a sudden we've got an interesting game here. You just saw them go down and score a touchdown. And what was a comfortable lead at halftime, it's down to a 2-score game.
And so the obvious thought is they've got to ramp things back up again. Got to get the offense into high gear. But we've seen this before. When you've kind of been in shutdown mode for a while thinking that you're okay, it's hard to mash the gas again and have everything work perfectly. They've got to fashion together a good drive right here and now.
Because defensively, got to be feeling confident. They haven't allowed a point this half. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. They'll set up to throw. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. They'll set up a throw. And an alley to run. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a 1st down. That is an absolute backbreaker. That was a design passing play, wasn't a draw. You think you got him stopped, good coverage downfield, and he's able to pick up the first with his legs. Defensively, that kicks into your psyche and hurts a little bit, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and here's the thing. Anytime you give up a 1st down, it hurts you psychologically, but it hurts more when they get it this way because you've covered everything. He didn't have any place to throw the football. He takes off running and picks it up anyway, and now you have to stay on the field for an extra set of downs.
And really could have used that stop trailing here in the 4th. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. They'll stay on the ground, mix it again. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there, so from 2nd and 13, they're back to a more manageable 3rd and 8.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Pastor, you said big third down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. The Bengals on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 8. They'll look to throw here. And this is going to be incomplete.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
Carolina getting set to take the field. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. 13 yards as the quick slant keeps the drive moving. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet.
Hey, 4 down.
2nd and 10. Newton again. That'll be caught by his tight end, Ian Thomas. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Newton throwing again. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. And they get 14 yards there at a 1st down. To the air again, Newton. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. That one goes for 24 yards. From the red zone now, Newton. That is caught at the 7. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. In for the score. And the Panthers have got it back to a 1-score game. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And this is going to be snuffed out. The Bengals recover. They're all finished in the bout down in Houston. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. So after that hot start, the numbers here show the decline. What has the defense done adjustment-wise?
Sometimes when you have a running back who's gotten off to a hot start, you've got to catch him before he really gets going. So you change what you do across the defensive front. Instead of the linebackers being back a few yards, you bring them.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers. As the clock will stop with 55 seconds remaining in the football game. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. Now Joe Mixon. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. The Panthers are going to take another timeout. As the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This will be 3rd and 15. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. Now the Panthers going to signal for their third and final timeout, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on fourth down.
No. Check. Patriot.
They'll run with Mixon. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. Tackle made by Thomas Davis. So he needed the short yardage, Charles. He elected to try to bounce it outside of the outer third, unsuccessful.
Sometimes those plays are stacked up by the defense, and there's nowhere to go, so you have... to bounce it outside, and some backs just get impatient. They want to go to where they think there's more open territory instead of going where the play was actually blocked. In any case, it didn't work here.
Back to throw. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
Holding offense.
They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
It's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
They'll look to throw. And caught left side, Olsen. No gain on the play there. It'll be second down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the Alabama man, Dre Kirkpatrick.
Well, Brandon, this is a former first-round pick, and he's been a bit of a disappointment in his career up till now, but he's still got room to grow. And this is an excellent play right here to come away with the football.
The drive will commence with a run by Mixon. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Once again, they run with Mixon. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. But, Charles, we saw a comeback bid fall just a little short, but give them credit, they were able to hold on, withstand that comeback, and ultimately win it by the slim margin.
And bottom line, when it's all said and done, they don't ask you how much you won by. They just want to know, did you win? And that they did.
So for the Bengals, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Atlanta to take on the Falcons. Meanwhile, for Carolina, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in 2 weeks' time. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.